agencies, and we have registered about, I think, within very limited period of time.
This concept of a one-stop shop had been in the limelight for a long time. There were so many names it was called by, but as Chairman very correctly said, it was not implemented due to all sort of reasons. So once again, on the instructions of HE Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Cabinet Minister of Investment Promotion, there were several discussions we had with him as to how we should implement this one-stop shop. I can remember I had a chat with the director of the port city, the Chinese guy, and when I was having this chat with him about the one-stop shop, he was talking about the previous one-stop shop. And then he said that was not a one-stop shop, it was another one-stop shop. So the IFC should not be another one-stop shop. It should be a one-stop shop as planned, and we should execute. As Chairman very correctly said, IFC alone cannot execute projects because IFC, by the name of it, is the Investor Facilitation Center. It's just a center. The only thing IFC can do is to coordinate the relevant agencies for approving of BOI projects. As Chairman very correctly said, this was discussed in Parliament also last week as to why we are number 99 on the list of ease of doing business. The key number one reason is not being able to obtain the relevant approvals. So if there is some sort of mechanism that we could sort out these approvals, I am sure we will easily shoot up at least 10 ranks above. We should be able to shoot up if we could sort this one problem, which is getting the other line agencies to grant the approval. When you say approval, yes or no is okay. There are projects that can be approved, there are projects that cannot be approved. But this yes or no takes more than 6 months, and it has a long process and a lot of paperwork and files of letters that have to go from desk to desk. Now this is what the IFC is trying to sort out. We might not be able to immediately change the letters, the system of letters being sent from desk to desk, but we want the IFC to take the file from desk to desk, not just let it rust on somebody's desk, not just let it lie around. We want IFC officials to personally go to these agencies and make sure that the file is passed to the next desk, at least if that is the system for now, since BOI cannot change the whole system. So until the system is changed, we want BOI or the IFC to speed up at least sending the file from one desk to the other. And that's why Mr. Rajendra Surya said 1 day is not going to be possible. That's not even close. We are not even close to that. But 2 weeks would be wonderful. So this is what we are trying to execute. This is done in other countries. And also he was able to even give us some other advice on the IFCC that we were planning to have with the IFC. Plan was to have a Investor Facilitation Center committee containing of top-level government officials related to all agencies with regard to approval. But on the point of the view of the President was that will not help because that would be just another committee. What he said is generally in government officers you sit in office and don't get me wrong, this is what he said. He said generally what happens is you sit in office and delay things, and appointing another committee, you will sit around the table, have sandwiches, tea, and delay things. So he said we don't need to have another committee, but he wanted us to appoint our officials who will be coordinators of the relevant agencies appointed by the President's Secretary. That is the instruction he gave us. So there will be BOI officers, maybe the management level officers, who will be appointed as the coordinating officers for the relevant ministries officially by the President, who will have the authority to go to those authorities and maybe to pass the file on to the next level and expedite the process.